Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Today I'm here with Chris Meets from AnywherePOD. If you haven't heard of it, it is some really cool print-on-demand software that I've been liking for a number of reasons. He's the founder, right? Are you a programmer too?
Yes, I am. Yeah, so that's kind of my traditional trained background is in development.
That's awesome. Well, I've been loving the tool lately, and it's bringing some really cool functionality that I did not know existed prior to having seen AnywherePOD. Someone in my private community highly recommended that we check it out, and so I'm a little bit up to speed now. I'm caught up, and I'm like, man, my head's been buried under the sand. But I'm happy now that you can kind of introduce AnywherePOD to my YouTube audience. So that's the plan for today. But thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate taking the time to be on and introduce me to everybody. It's great.
Yeah, no problem. And do you mind just kind of before we get into Anywhere POD and some of this cool functionality stuff that like literally didn't exist, like for instance, bundling products from different print-on-demand providers, a number of things like customization things. Like, I mean, I'm doing a bad job explaining. I'm sure I'll turn it over to you for that, but I just wanted to kind of tease before I ask you to just introduce yourself to my audience so they know a little bit about you before we get into the nitty gritty.
Sure. Yeah. So as Ryan said, I'm Chris Meets. Been kind of in the print-on-demand space since about 2016. At the time, I was working for another kind of smaller niche POD provider. They kind of went a different direction a few years ago, which is when I kind of pivoted to Anywhere POD. But when I was with them, I kind of built all of their internal systems. And one of the things we always focused on was personalization. So personally, I've been helping merchants with personalization on Etsy and WooCommerce and Amazon Seller Central and Shopify and kind of everything across the board for quite a while. Like I said, 2016. That was technically before Etsy really even supported personalization. You had to put in your personalization like in the order notes field and pick it up from there. So regardless to say, it's been a journey that I've been working on with merchants for quite a while. And kind of along the way, I always saw these gaps in the marketplace, right? Where you're building your product with a supplier like Printify and publishing that listing, but then you need to go somewhere else to create your mockups, and you need to copy and paste SKUs if you want to do any kind of group listings, and copy and paste if you want to do artwork variations. You couldn't really do bundles. Personalization was manual. So there's all these different steps that you needed, another 2 hours worth of work and 5 other subscriptions to be able to complete. Go somewhere else, create your mockups, for example. So we kind of brought a lot of this tooling in-house. Personalization obviously being one of our flagship features, but then we also have a suite of additional features that help make the listing process easier and more seamless. So you're able to spend your time focusing on what's going to drive future sales and don't have to spend as much time kind of servicing sales that you're already getting.
Couldn't have put it better myself. Thank you for that. Great description. And we're going to get to see some of it in action today. I just wanted to kind of say that like I feel like Anywhere POD is almost like a layer that's on top of the user interfaces of the production partners that we're all accustomed to using. Printful, Printify being the big two. I think support for Printful, you said, it's coming down the line. You support Printify, and then you support some other companies as well, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So we have Printify now. Printful's kind of actively in the works, and we hope to have them onto the platform very soon.
Awesome. Yeah. And I mean, and you have like maybe 6, 7, 8 other companies too. And one thing I found really useful too, like there's a bunch of really useful things, but if I want to just look up a single product, I can go to Anywhere POD
Yep.
and search there. And I'm getting like a search across all these companies' different catalogs. And you can see like the pricing, the shipping, et cetera, in one view, which is extremely useful as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So we have 8 POD suppliers right now. We kind of have a handful of additional ones, that Printful being one of them, that we're kind of actively working on adding to the system, so that that list is constantly growing. But yeah, it is kind of what we call a unified product catalog. So if I want to go see who's selling XYZ product, even if I'm not connected with them yet, I can look at all 8 suppliers at once and look for that product and see who has it at what price, what their shipping price is, kind of all that information in one spot without having to go to each individual provider's catalog and look it up each one individually, which kind of works from the product building process as well, right? So if I'm selling with, Printful and Printify and Shine On, maybe some others, if I want to build a product right now, I have to learn how to build the product in Printful. Then I need to learn how to build it in Printify, and so on and so forth. With AnywherePOD, you're getting that same product creation experience regardless of the supplier that you're utilizing. So you're learning one system and it works across the board instead of kind of having to learn each system individually.
Yeah, that's another great benefit. So do you want to screen share and show us through the software, or was there anything else you maybe wanted to mention prior to that?
Yeah, no, I think let's we've talked it up now. Let me share my screen and we can actually show them what it is that we're talking about.
Awesome. Yeah, I was in there all weekend, literally. So, and I mean, I'm still like, there's so much more that I know it's capable of doing. But honestly, guys, as you watch, the best way to learn is to do it yourself. I mean, I know you know this, but Chris was also extremely generous. He shared a coupon code to get 1 month free of AnywherePOD. So, like, you can literally jump in there for a month and play around. Like, after just 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, this past weekend. We're recording on a Monday. This is going to be released on Thursday. I'm really hyped for it. So, all right, I'm going to pop up your screen share real quick. There we go.
Okay, perfect. All right, cool. So this is AnywherePOD. This is kind of what your account will look like when you first jump in and create your account. So you can see I don't have all my suppliers and everything connected yet. Just wanted to show this to you guys first. So we work right now with Etsy and with Shopify, and we make that process very seamless as well. So if you build a product and you're selling on Etsy and Shopify, without having to rebuild the product or copy or do any of that additional work, you can easily publish to whatever platform you want to list the product on. So to get started, you're just going to come in here. You're going to connect your Etsy account. Pretty simple and straightforward. Same thing under suppliers. You're just going to click on connect here. It'll either walk you through the process or to give you a list of instructions that you need to do to get connected with that specific print provider. So let me jump over to my account that is connected here. And let's walk through a product example. So I'm going to build a Christmas ornament that is personalized and then has a couple different design variations that we're going to add that the customer is going to be able to select from directly on Etsy, kind of a step above the personalization as well.
Yeah, I love that feature. That was
so
one of the big ones I did all weekend. Can I ask real quick too, when you switched accounts in the top left, sorry, is that for like people who have multiple Etsy shops? Would they find that useful?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm glad you pointed that out. I kind of jumped across that. So you can add and support multiple stores in AnywherePOD. So if you have more than one Etsy store, you can add each of those to AnywherePOD, and it's all part of the same subscription and all managed in the same place that way.
Cool. Sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's perfect. So to get started, I'm going to come in here and we're going to go to our product catalog. So I'm just going to look at Printify because I know that's the ornament that I want to do. So I hit view products on Printify, and then I'm going to come down here to our ornament category here. And if you're familiar with building products with Printify, the product creation process is very similar. You're going to browse the catalog. You can go through the entire catalog here, select the category, the product that you want. If there's multiple suppliers, you select the supplier. Again, very similar to the Printify creation process. So we're going to go with this one here at the top on the ceramic ornaments. So I'm going to come here and go to start designing. Now this is where you're going to kind of build your artwork and set up your personalization features. We do have a really awesome new integration with Canva that I'll show you here in 1 second. If you have just the standard PNGs that you're used to using, you're going to come here and go to upload artwork, and you'll just upload your artwork with the PNG that doesn't have the personalization on it, and then you'll add the personalization in AnywherePOD. In this case, I'm connected to Canva, so I'm going to actually be able to import my design and all the layers and everything directly from Canva. So these are all of my designs that I have available in Canva right now. And I have the option, I can either import it as a PNG, either if I'm not doing personalization, or I can actually import all of the layers. So we're going to start with this, our first Valentine's. So we're going to say import layers. And what this is doing is actually grabbing the design with all of the setup exactly how you have it inside of Canva, and is importing that as an editable template right here in AnywherePOD. So now you can make any additional changes that you need to and set up the personalization fields right here in AnywherePOD. So it's huge time saver, especially as you get into any kind of more complex designs, if you're using like Canva frames for a file upload, like all of that's supported. So it's pretty slick functionality here.
That's awesome. And this just
So
went live today, right?
in this case, yeah. So this is like literally as you're watching this, you're one of the first ones to find out about this. So yeah, it just went live today. We're super excited about it. So in this case, I've got our first Valentine's, and I just need the name here and the year. I want those to be personalized. So I want the customer to be able to enter in whatever name and year they want, and have that updated on the order automatically. So to do that, I just need to come over here to our 2 text fields and check the box here that says personalized. And same thing with the year, mark that. And that's all we need to do. So with this new Canva integration, all we need to do is import the design, check which boxes we want personalized, and our product's basically created for us. So
and
we'll
without
hit create product
Canva,
now.
this is what I was running into over the weekend, was then you just need to add the text layers yourself in AnywherePOD, which is a one-click, like there's a text button, you click that, it adds a piece of text, change the font, change the size, set the dynamic width. So it's like if you're not using
Exactly,
Canva, you're not SOL, you're still good.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, up until today, this is how everybody created it, right? So if I was not using Canva, I would just have a PNG file with everything that's here except for my 2 text fields. And then over here on the right, you can see you can add your text personalization. So you just add that, and then you basically get the same box that you have here, where you can select your font, your color, and set it all up and everything like you would a regular text field.
Cool.
So now that we have that created, so this is going to go through and create the placeholder artwork for us with that image on there. And then it's also going to generate any of the mockups that are available from the POD supplier as well. So in this case, we're going to get all of Printify's mockups automatically available in here for us. So we're not losing out on mockups or anything like that, since we are using AnywherePOD. If you do have your own mockups, we do have a mockup templates section here. We have a good video on our YouTube channel that kind of goes through the details of that, but that allows you to create your own mockup templates. They can be created on the fly. So you don't have to, go to Canva or somewhere and create your own mockups and then upload those manually. You can just create those as templates in AnywherePOD, and we'll automatically create then that mockup for you whenever you create that product.
Yeah, good point. I will link to the AnywherePOD YouTube channel as well in the description, because I know you've got a bunch of 5-minute videos that are just whatever you need. Like you've pretty much got a video on it that shows you step-by-step how to do it. Like you want custom mockup, go to the channel, type in custom mockup, you're good to go.
Exactly. Yep. So we have 5 to 10 minute videos that kind of cover each feature individually, and then we also do kind of longer form deep dives on live streams that we do every Thursday as well. So whether you want that quick 5 to 10 minute video or more of a deep dive, we kind of cover both of those topics throughout. So this kind of has our first design done. If all we were doing was selling this design, we could set up our title, description, be able to publish this over to Etsy. What I want to do in this case, though, is add another design option. So this one is our first Valentine's Day, right? So it works really well for couples where this is their first Valentine's Day, but we also want to be able to kind of hit the market that is, maybe they're celebrating their 10th anniversary for Valentine's Day or whatever the case may be. They've been together for a while. So we're going to add another variant option to this to be able to give the customer the choice of whether they want our first Valentine's Day or another option. So to do that, what we're going to do is this add variants functionality here. So I'm going to click on that. And in this case, I'm doing the same thing. I want to do an ornament, but this is where we could literally select anything in the catalog. So this add variants functionality, you can do group listings. Like if I have one design I want to sell on a t-shirt or a hoodie, I can do that. If I have multiple artwork options that I want the customer to be able to select from, that's what I'm about to show you here. So it's really kind of endless on the possibilities that you can do with add variant functionality. You basically get free form of the 2 drop-down variant fields that are available to you in Etsy. You basically have free form. You can make those now do whatever you want. So you're essentially adding a layer of personalization the customer can select from right there from the variant drop-down fields.
Yeah, this is so valuable. I was messing with this all weekend, loving it the whole time. Prior to me knowing about AnywherePOD, this was like you'd have to go create the products as drafts in Printify, grab the SKU, manually add it in the Etsy listing backend. So I absolutely love that you did this. It's a great idea and like perfectly executed.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's personalizations, like I said, is kind of our flagship feature. This one's probably our second most popular feature that really adds to what you're able to do with your listings. So in this case, again, like I said, I'm going to go to the same ornament. So we're just going to do the same thing. It's the same steps that we just did, but instead of creating a new product, it's going to add those as variant options to our existing product. So I'm going to go from Canva one more time here. And then I just have this second design here that is Forever My Beloved Valentine. So we're going to import that one here. And again,
doing this too can help
all the layers for us.
Sorry, doing this can really help increase the conversion rate too on Etsy and help, rank the product, etc. When you offer different designs, keep them similar so it's not too crazy, but it can help increase that conversion rate, which is going to boost your organic SEO.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be a huge plus and a big, kind of thing that a lot of people will do is in this case, like if they have multiple designs, they'll actually duplicate that listing in Etsy. So you can optimize for each design, but still have them have the additional options as well. And it's a really good way to kind of test multiple designs at once that way. And makes it really easy to set up. So we're just going to mark these as personalized, just like we did on the last one here. Personalized.
And will it automatically grab those values and insert them? Or is that just making it personalized so that it doesn't just send it to fulfillment without you having a chance to come in and add the personalization that the customer requested?
Yeah, so it'll automatically grab the values that the customer enters in Etsy during checkout. So you'll turn on the personalization field. In this case, I would say enter the names and date that you want on the ornament. And then I would give a little example, Tia and George 2025. So they're clear on what it is that's actually getting personalized. And then when they put in those names, when they check out on Etsy, we're going to automatically grab that information. We're going to automatically swap out the names and the date for you and generate that new artwork for your approval that you can then review and publish through. So it pretty much automates that entire process for you.
Awesome.
So if I come down here, you can see now I have two variant options here. So if I come up here and turn on my artwork field, I can see this first one here is for Valentine's Day, our first Valentine's Day. And then the second one is going to be Beloved Valentine. So I want to rename my variant options here so the customer knows which one they're actually selecting from the dropdown. So this one I'll just say First Valentine, and this one I'll say Beloved Valentine. And then I can also rename the label that shows up for that variant field in Etsy as well. So in this case, I want them to select the design here, and we'll hit save.
Can I ask if that
and now
first
when that
column
publishes?
Sorry, there's a little bit of delay in the audio. My bad. Like in that first
Yeah.
column, if they both have the same value, does it not show the dropdown because they have the same value?
Correct. Exactly. Yep. So if they have the same value, it won't show that drop down field in Etsy. Yep. So I have that set now. So now they'll be able to select from design, First Valentine or Beloved Valentine. I can come in here and select any of the mockups that I want. Again, this is going to show all of the mockups that are available from Printify for both designs. So I can select any of those and make those available. We also have a great tool in here to be able to help with getting top performing tags that are available on Etsy as well. So right here, our Etsy Analyzer tool. What this is going to do is this is going to search Etsy for the top 100 listings for your search term, and it's going to show you the tags that the listings that are already on there that are already ranking, and it's going to show you what they're using for those tags.
So and it does it in the category, which I like. So I didn't have to type out like ornament. Like it was already looking at the ornament category. So that was awesome.
Exactly. Yep. So it's already in that category. You can just come through as you check these. It's going to go ahead and add those to your product for you. So basically what this is doing is saying of the top 100 listings, 33 of them are using the tag Valentine's Decor, right? So that's what this view is showing you. We also have the option here to analyze listings. This is going to analyze the same top 100 listings, but what it's going to do now is break down and give you some more detailed information on the individual listings that it found, give you some estimated sales data, what their views are, all that type of information. You can still show the tags that they're using here, so you can kind of use this even as a little bit of another spy tool to be able to see what some of your competition is doing. Again, this is going to show you the top listings. If I want to search a specific shop, I can do that here as well, and then it'll just search that one shop. So a lot of different functionality here that you can get to be able to help get some of those top listings as well without having to use another external tool if you choose to.
Yeah, I was using the tags tool like a research tool just for like additional niche insights, honestly.
Right. Yeah. It works great for that. It works great for seeing, we kind of have it here as a standalone tool as well. So if you're, looking at ornaments and Valentine's Day ornaments, and it can be a great tool to kind of be able to see how some listings are currently performing, and how those niches are performing as well. So that kind of covers the Etsy Analyzer. We have several different other functionality here too. So one is our video generation. So you can automatically generate a video for any of your listings as well. So this is going to generate a slideshow style video for you, that's going to show up on any of your listings. So you can kind of create that on the fly. So that will show up if a customer hovers over your listing in the search results. It's going to play the slideshow style video that we're generating here. So that's available to generate automatically on any of your listings as well.
Yeah, there's a status bar in the top left plus. That like it already says ready, but that's one thing that I thought was just useful to know if you guys are using it for the first time. Like up near the title of the page, like there's like it says green and it says ready now, but it was saying like it was orange and it was saying like generating video a second ago. So it gives you kind of like a real-time insight. Right. And then also in the bottom right, there's that save button. Don't forget to hit that if you're making updates to like the title or something like that, because I've done that, but I've done that too.
Yeah. Yep. Good tip for sure. So there's our video. You also have the option here to create bundles. So what our bundling functionality allows you to do is right from the kind of variant option that is available in Etsy, you can give them a bundle of any of those variant options that you have available. So let me show you a quick example here. This is one of our suppliers that we have. So on this particular one, they have the option for a plate, a bowl, a mug, placemat, silverware, or they can purchase the entire place setting. So with one click, they're essentially purchasing 5 different items instead of having to add each item to their cart individually. One of the really nice things with how our bundle functionality is set up is it's available right here from the variant dropdown field as well, right inside of Etsy. So they're gonna see it, right? So as they're making the selection of which product they want that's required for them to select, they're gonna see, hey, there's a full place setting option here available as well. Can be another one of those great ways to really boost your average order value on any of your listings.
Yeah, and would you agree that most fulfillment partners, like, I don't know if it works when you do multiple types of products, but often if it's at least the same product, like the additional shipping is usually really low relative to the like the first product to ship might be like $10, but then like every additional might just be like $2 or something.
Yeah. So it does. It works across suppliers as well. So you do need to kind of watch your shipping rates, because if it is not the exact same product, sometimes depending on the supplier, they still charge that first initial shipping. So you need to make sure that you kind of have your shipping dialed in. But again, this is one of those features that's very, very flexible. So if I have products from multiple different suppliers that I want to be able to offer as a bundle, I can do that. If I want to just do products from the same supplier, whether it's the same product or different product, whatever the case may be, you really have complete flexibility on how you want to offer those. The only real limitation is any of the options that the customer selects has to be within the 2 variant fields that are available on Etsy. That's just kind of an Etsy limitation. So if you get into, really complex products that have lots of colors and sizes, it can be a little bit harder to manage that bundle. But you have kind of the flexibility to manage it however you'd like to.
Awesome.
So I have a couple other quick examples. That was kind of the quick demo that I wanted to show everybody, but a couple of other good examples of just some of the things that are possible with AnywherePOD. Here's kind of a simple version of, Mother's Day's, right around the corner. So this is kind of an example of kind of one of those grandma's garden designs where they can enter in a name and a corresponding birth month for their product. So what this is going to do is you can actually load all of your flowers in AnywherePOD as clip art. And then here under the personalization, the customer is going to enter the name and the birth month. And that information is all going to pull into AnywherePOD and make that selection of the clip art for you. So you're still not having to manually edit any of your designs.
Wait, how does
this
that work?
one also?
How does that how does it know it looks at the file name or something?
Yeah, so it'll do it based on the file name. It's also going to put these types of orders automatically on hold, just so you know, because there is a higher likelihood of a mismatch. So we make it really easy for you to be able to select. But yeah, if I have, say, John, November, Mike, December, it's first going to go through and match based on that November piece. And it's going to pull that out and match your clip art file names based on that. And then it's going to fill in the name with what's left there, essentially.
Dude, that's so crazy, man.
Is how
That's
it works,
amazing.
So. Yeah. So designs like this can really help out. This is also another one where you're going to kind of be combining with your artwork variations, right? Because you're going to want, if I'm only doing 3 names, I'm going to want the 3 names to kind of line up and center. So you're able to automate that entire process with AnywherePOD as well, so that everything kind of lines up and looks the way that it should.
So you would make it a variant, and then when you go through the design process, just add your clip art for the 3. And then when someone selects 3 from that SKU, it knows. And then it's going to, dude, that's so, oh
right.
Man, that's so crazy.
Right. Then it's matching to that design or template that you created, and is all, set up and centered and everything for you automatically. So, and even if you do have to make a change, all you're doing is selecting the name from the dropdown. So maybe instead of saying November, they just put NOV to try to abbreviate it and we didn't pick it up. Right. So in that case, all you have to do is select November from a dropdown and you're still off to the races. So we're cutting the work down from, 5 or 10 minutes per order down to, a minute or less per order, to like I said, so you can spend your time working on getting that next sale instead of having to rebuild designs for a sale that you've already received.
It's amazing.
So that's one example. Here's another one that uses a file upload. So if you want to do file uploads, we do support that. Currently, the way you need to do that is you would leave in the instructions for them to email you with the photo that they want to use. But so this is an example of that, where you get that photo from them and upload it, and it automatically will put it in kind of this puzzle piece heart shape and do all of that clipping and everything for you. So that portion of it's still automatic. You just need to get the file from them and upload it, and we're able to do those types of designs as well. Another really popular one here is kind of this mama or nana shirt. So this is this particular one. We gave the customer the choice if they want mama or nana with 3 different colors. And then also if they want it in a sweatshirt or a hoodie along with the size. So you can see this is a good example of one where we're doing a group listing. They've got a choice of multiple different products, sweatshirt or hoodie, but it also has design variations built in where they're selecting from Nana or Mama to go on the front as well. You can even do a custom one. So if you wanted them to kind of have their own nickname across the front, you can build all that into the same listing if you want to as well. And all of that then is automated with the kids' names that are going to go down the sleeve portion of it as well.
I haven't really messed with the adding it to like the sleeve or something like that. I haven't really done apparel. So I guess that would just be in the design portion. There's just different print areas. There's just like you can click and select them.
Yeah. So that's a good point. Any of the print positions that are available from Printify are available in Anywhere POD. So when you're designing, there's just in the top right, there's a little section that says print positions, and you can select from there if you want front print, back print, sleeve, neck, all of the different options that are available. You can select from each one of those, and then you're just building each one of those designs in Anywhere POD as you're doing it.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. So I think that was kind of everything I wanted to cover. I will mention Ryan said he's going to link the YouTube channel down below. We do over here on the bottom left have a link to all of our overview videos that links to our YouTube channel as well. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to customer support. We kind of pride ourselves in giving fanatical customer support. We try to give the level of support that we always wish that we had in software. We know how big of a pain it can be when you're planning on working on something all weekend, and Friday at 5 o'clock you run into a roadblock and have to wait until Monday morning and lose out on a full weekend. So we try to make sure that that never happens with us, and answer questions as fast as we possibly can. So with that said, don't hesitate to reach out. We're more than happy to answer any questions that you might have, and would far rather spend the 5 minutes to answer any of your questions than for you kind of get stumbled and hit any roadblocks. So never hesitate to reach out to us, please.
Yeah, I'll co-sign. I reached out over the weekend a few times, so I appreciate quick responses. And because like I feel like you have the most questions right when you start, and it's like so much better to just make sure you're doing it the right way from the start, not have to work backwards to go forwards. So I do appreciate that. And yeah, I'm excited to mess around more in there, mess around with the bundles. I haven't done that, but the variations alone, like I've just been crushing those, you know what I mean? Figuring out like in my mind, all the different possibilities. Like I'll make one design and then switch out the background color, or I'll just do one product type, different designs, but similar, there's so many different ways to use it.
Right. Yeah. And we're happy to answer those. I mean, we have people send us, hey, I'm thinking of doing this type of design. If you send us an example of what you're thinking about, we're happy to give you, especially when you're first starting out, give you a little tip of, hey, this is probably going to be your easiest way to build that product, or hey, maybe you should do it this way. So we're happy to answer those types of questions as well.
Cool. So Chris, anything that we missed? I do appreciate you taking the time to be here, like introducing us to Anywhere POD, showing us the demo. Is there anything else, like common questions maybe that you get that maybe like a beginner might want to know? I tried to like speak to my experience as a, relatively new user of less than a week at this point, but close to a week. But anything else you might want to share?
No, I mean, I think your questions along the way really kind of hit the majority of it. I would encourage people just jump in, give it a try with Ryan's coupon down below. It's kind of risk-free. You can, go through your first month, test it out, see if it's right for you, see what we're all about. And again, any questions at all, reach out. We're happy to help.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. So links to Anywhere POD with the coupon code for a free month in the description, as well as a link to their YouTube channel where they've got a ton of good, helpful videos. And if you can't figure it out, customer support's there. They got your back. Chris, thank you so much, man. I'm impressed by what you built. Can't wait to see what's next, the Canva integration. Great job, man. From a former web developer to another. I'm really impressed.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. And thanks for having me on today. I really appreciate the time.
Yeah, my pleasure.